Episode 3892, Leave Nothing Behind.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous Thanksgiving week. Yes, can you believe it? We're almost into December, but before that, we have to be grateful. We have to know where our heart is so we know where we're going. Leave nothing behind. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the K.I.S.S newsletter. The Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, as much is happening right now, as I'm recording this, I've got the wind blowing outside. We've already lost power once. We have rain coming down. There's lightning even and a little bit of thunder. Welcome to fall and winter in the South. And so tonight, as I'm recording this to you, you'll probably be listening to it in the morning and through the day, but I'm actually recording this in the evening. And I thought, there was just something about this title, Leave Nothing Behind, that stuck with me. And I don't really know how you are right now in this immediate moment. Maybe you're driving yourself crazy. Maybe you're driving somebody else crazy, right? We all have our moments. But we also have those moments where when we are ready to do something, we can do this, right? We can go ahead and make the motion to say, okay, I'm going to take that next step. But what happens when you're not? What happens when you're questioning, am I really supposed to be doing this? Leave nothing behind. Leave nothing behind. Being this Thanksgiving week, gratitude comes up, and I had the opportunity to take my grandbabies to school today, and they do lots of creative things. When you walk into the school, they've got different centers, and I love that. I love seeing the creativity of the teachers and the director there. And it had this sweet little twig, just a sweet little twig that said, "What are you grateful for?" And it had on there a leaf, and one said patience, and then the other ones were empty. And you could take off the leaf and then put it back on the tree. And I thought, you know what? How many times, right, we go through fall and leaves fall down. But how many times do we leave some of the leaves on the tree? They don't fall. They're not accounted for. You don't want to leave the leaves behind, right? You don't want to leave anything behind. But a lot of times, because of our busyness, we're wrapped up in our to-do list, we're wrapped up in our kids, we're wrapped up in our marriage, we're wrapped up in whatever it is, all of it. We leave a lot behind. And then we wonder and scratch our head going, why am I having problems feeling fulfilled, feeling grateful? Because we're not in the situation and circumstance that promotes, getting to know who we are, where we're going, what we're supposed to be doing here on earth. And so I thought, you know what, today, as I was thinking about this title and what to come to you with on this beautiful Thanksgiving week, as the rain is pouring and we've got lightning and thunder, hopefully we'll have the, electricity hold out. But it's a great reminder to leave nothing behind. Maybe you have some unspoken words that need to be shared. Maybe you need to go to a quiet place and forgive someone. Now, maybe you feel like you need to go and actually forgive them directly, and that's fine, but you don't have to do that to forgive them. Because a lot of times we're burning the candle not only at both ends, we're so busy that we become crushed. Our spirit is crushed on the inside. I was cooking Thanksgiving dinner early, actually, because one of our kiddos cannot be with us this Thanksgiving, and I went to visit them, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to surprise them and fix a big turkey so they'll be able to enjoy it. and fixed lasagna. That's one of the favorites. And just to make it a warm, inviting landscape and environment for our baby, our child, even though they can't be with us this Thanksgiving. And so it was all a surprise. And we came home on Sunday from church, and the immediate reaction was, what is that smell? And you've heard the saying, success leaves clues. Well, good food leaves clues too. That's why God gave us a nose, so we can smell the good foods. We can smell the herbs and the spices. And it draws us near, and it creates what? Memories. And so in that brief moment of 2 milliseconds, it was like, wow, I feel seen and heard. Not me as the mother, but them as the child. And it was one of those just blessed moments of thank you. I didn't want to leave my child behind. I wanted them to feel loved and cared for, even though they could not be in our presence during the week. I wanted to make sure that they knew we were still thinking of them, even before the big day. What have you left behind recently? A dream? Maybe a marriage? Maybe you've even claimed in your mind a couple times that you've fallen out of love. Maybe you're clinging more to anger than you are love. Maybe you've left a career behind and you're searching for another one. Thanksgiving just stirs up emotions from the inside out, doesn't it? And it allows us to think thoughts that we're like, where did these come from? And thoughts that we haven't sat with for a while. And in that stirring, it's like, wait, what am I supposed to do with all of this? And so for just a few minutes, I wanted you to think about your life, where you're going, where you're headed, and maybe what you could be leaving behind and you shouldn't be. Because you shouldn't leave anything behind that matters. Now, obviously, you don't want to bring around your trash and things like that, right? That's why we've got dumpsters. So literally go dump the trash. And also here, understand, I'm doing this unedited on purpose. I want this to be really thought-provoking. And most of the time, I'm not doing a lot of editing anyway. Sometimes I'll repeat a word, or how you skip over something. You're like, oh, why did I do that? So I do edit those parts out. But for the most part, most of our episodes are unedited. But this one, even my trip ups, I'm going to leave in. Because I really believe that we need to understand life isn't about perfection. Life is about progress. A progress of our pilgrimage through life. Where we're headed. The journey that God has us on. And if we sit there and pretend that everything is going to be roses and rainbows, we're going to always be disappointed. Always. And let me tell you this, if you aren't in a mess, you're going to be headed there. Or if you're not headed there, you're coming out of the mess. Eventually, life gets messy again and again and again. But that doesn't mean that you have to feel sorry for yourself or go hide in a corner. No. You need to acknowledge where you are. And then what you need to take with you, leave nothing behind. Because even when you think about the stuff that, let's say it's unforgiveness, right? Maybe someone has done something to you. Let's keep it simple, right? Let's say in your job or where you volunteer at, whatever it is, maybe some things have been said. Maybe rumors were spread about you. It could have been 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago, doesn't matter how long ago. But have you actually forgiven that person or people? Because if you continue to harbor those feelings, what is it keeping you from? Your greatness. Because it's creating this hole in your heart. And so even though you have this stuff that you feel like, well, I kind of dealt with it, but not really. If you haven't actually dealt with it, if you haven't forgiven, you're leaving it behind. And yeah, the trash you want to leave behind, but the trash is after you forgive, not because you don't want to deal with it. Create in me a clean heart. I hope that is your cry for this Thanksgiving. Leave nothing behind. Maybe you need to reach out to a loved one and say, you know what, I haven't told you this lately, but I love you. There are lots and lots of families in this world that, number one, do not use the word love enough. And then number two, some that use it too much. Everything is love, 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 love. And for other families, it's nothing said. And you wonder, where do I fit in here? Am I supposed to say I love you? Am I not supposed to say I love you? When was the last time you told your mom, assuming she's still with us, I love you? Your dad, your siblings, your children, even your grandchildren. And maybe for some of you, it's your great-grandchildren. Maybe you have a dear friend who has children and they're like your children. When was the last time you sent them a text that said, I was just thinking about you. I hope college is going well. And I know you're on Thanksgiving break, but I just want you to know I'm praying for you and I love you. Keep up the good work. The semester's almost over. Leave nothing behind. Because you see, when we do that, when it comes to our last days, that's where the regrets add up. You don't want to leave anything on the table. You want to be able to know that you put your best foot forward when it comes time. And I'm not saying perfection here. Your best foot as in, I want to make sure people knew that I cared for them. And it's oh so hard to do that. I know I am guilty as charged too. There are people here that listen, that are not quote unquote just listeners, but they're true family to me. And in all honesty, all of you are. I pray for you on a daily basis. And there are times I sit here at my desk with a pen and paper and it's a blank page because I'm like, what am I supposed to say today? How can I encourage this incredible woman to be bold, to be brave, to be courageous, to know that it's hard out there, but it gets easier one step at a time. And with each step, one step at a time, leads to miles of greatness, this journey. You're created for greatness, my friend. So leave nothing behind. Deal with what you need to deal with kindness, with thanksgiving. And in all honesty, go to your knees and ask God to help you. This might be the season for you that's more of an awakening, a stirring of your heart that says, you know what? I am tired. I'm weary. And not because I have lots to do, because I've got lots to do. We all have lots to do. The busy is never going to go away. But where we give our attention, that's what we need to be aware of. Leave nothing behind. So today I want to encourage you, as you're beginning to look at your list and making sure you have all your ingredients, right, for the turkey, for the green bean casserole, all of it. What is it? Ask yourself, what are the ingredients for my life now? Whom do I need to forgive? Who do I need to love more? Who do I need to simply pick up the phone and make a phone call, send a text and say, I'm thinking of you? Life is too short. And literally in a blink, it can all be gone. Leave nothing behind. I mean, don't you think that the people around you that you love and care for would want to know your heart? But if you don't share it, are they going to know it? So I really want to challenge you this Thanksgiving, encourage you to be bold, share, let somebody know how much you care for them. Wrap them up in your arms and give them a great big hug. You don't want to let another holiday go by thinking, oh, well, we'll have another time. It's not that big of a deal. My friend, it is a very big deal. And so pick yourself up. Yeah, you're tired. I get it. I was up at 2:30 this past morning, so which would have been 2 mornings ago. I don't know if I'll get to bed in time before, 24 hours later. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I'm trying. I'm not good at sleep. I don't know what it is about me, but it just doesn't work well. But I am tired. But I don't want to grow weary, and I know you don't either. So share what's on your heart in a kind manner with a grateful heart that says, you know what, I haven't told you this, but I really need to share this with you. And just let me finish, let me talk about it, and then you can ask me questions. Sometimes we just have to be brave enough to share what's really on our mind. Because it's times like these during the holiday seasons, and we're just beginning to move into it, right? Thanksgiving is kind of the kickoff. Some people say it's Halloween. Not for me, it's Thanksgiving. And it's a huge season. And so I can't help but get a little teary-eyed at times. And whether I'm watching a Hallmark movie or throwing something on that's, White Christmas, the old but good, the musicals. If I'm being silly in a store with my mom, just giggling. If I'm having deep conversations with my son because he's about ready to move on with his next step in his career. It's one of those things where you kind of scratch your head and going, how did I get here so fast? I remember when. We can remember when, but we have to be present now. Don't live in just the memories. Be present. Leave nothing behind. Embrace those that you love. And know that yes, life is going to be challenging, but it's also going to be beautiful. Share it with the ones you love. And most importantly, leave nothing behind. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Hey, don't forget, we are on with our TV show, pray.com. You can find us there 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. 10:30 a.m. Central and 8:30 a.m. Pacific. We'll see you there later on this morning. We'll talk to you soon. Love you lots. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit CreateYourNow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.